Hello and welcome. I am Geran Reaver and I am joined today by Charlie.
Hello.
And we are playing Conquest, The Last Argument of Kings. This is a relatively new miniature system, and we're playing this on Tabletop Sim. There is a mod which will be linked in the description. You should go check it out. It's really good. Encourage the guy to update it because I would love to see some updates to this. It's fantastic. We have got a couple of armies. I am playing the 100 Kingdoms. Charlie is playing the Dweghom, 1,500 points. Mine are basically humans in armour. Charlie's are fire dwarves, essentially. We are having to use some proxy models because they haven't released all of the models for all of the things that are in the rules, so we're using stuff in the rules that isn't actually released. This will be available in two different forms. This is the series of episodes, and if you would prefer to watch it as one long video, that will be linked in the description. This is a 1,500 point match. We've already set out the objectives. We are playing the Maelstrom scenario, which means there are 3 objectives. The middle one's supposed to be 3 inches, but because we have the statue in the middle, 3 inches didn't clear the statue, so instead we went for a 6 in the middle. We will now determine what gets deployed first because Conquest has an interesting system of deployment. This mod also comes with a convenient rulebook. It's a little bit outdated now because they've released a newer version of the rules for free online. You should go check it out, link in the description. But for now we'll be using this one. Light regiments are deployed on a 3+ in the first turn. So I have 2 light regiments.
I have 1. It is not coming on, so I will not start with any infantry for the first turn.
Well, I've got, I think it's, let me just check this, my longbowman and my mercenary crossbowman. So, longbowman, remind me, was it 3+?
Yep.
Okay, longbowmen are coming on. Crossbows are also coming on.
Crap.
So I'm going to get an early lead in units.
You are, which means you get an early lead on the objectives.
Oh yes, speaking of which, we have secondary objectives. To allow it to work better in an online setting, I have assigned each one number. We rolled already, and the objectives we have are on screen now. I don't know Charlie's, he doesn't know mine. For the Maelstrom scenario, the victory points are as follows. 1 point for securing the centre 6-inch diameter zone marker, 2 victory points for each of the side ones, and 1 victory point for each secondary objective. The way this works is, at the beginning of each turn, once you know which units are on your thing, you then create your command deck, which normally means choosing the order you'll draw your cards. As Charlie has no units, there is no reason for me to hide them, so I'm going to be doing my longbowman first. So, I draw the first one. It's, shocker, longbowman. And they'll be going there. So they start on the board, and then they can move their full movement, which is 4 inches.
And then they can move again.
So I move them, they're 4 inches. I will also, move them again, so I'm just going to move them forward the full 8 inches. Mm-hmm. And then Charlie's... wait, he has none, so me again. Mercenary crossbow. These guys are going to go here. So... mercenary crossbowmen move 5, so they're a bit faster, so I can move them the full 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it for the first turn.
That is it for the first turn. Now we go back to re-rolling for reinforcements.
That was a really quick first turn. So normally you do the reinforcements, then you do the command phase, which is when you activate your command cards, they're called. Then the supremacy. Oh no, command is when you create the deck, sorry. Also, apologies if we get any rules wrong. We're relatively new to this. I've only ever played 1 game in real life because of the lockdown that happened shortly after I got into playing this. Mm-hmm. Supremacy is when you have abilities. Action phase is when you activate your cards and move your units. And then it goes back around to the victory phase where you get any points, but there are no points to get.
No, not yet. I'm going to roll for my Fire Forged first. They're a medium, so 5 up.
Yep.
Failed, and now I'm going to roll for my Hellbringer Drake. Hopefully this comes on again. Medium, 5
That's
plus.
his monster
No.
there.
So
Ooh.
just my Balliste, which means you know what I'm using for my only card.
Oh, yes, I do. So, yes, this one is mediums on a 5. So I have my Men-at-Arms on a 5. Nope. My Household Guard, which is my biggest unit.
Oh,
Yes. Little bit of noting here. I have 2 units which are both using the Household Knights card and model, but
okay, that's the
the
Crimson
Order
Tower.
of the Crimson Tower and the Household
Right.
Knights. So they're using different versions of the model, I think they are.
Yeah, it's 3 out of 3 and 2 out of 3, isn't it? So
Oh yeah, good.
I can see the difference. It's fine.
Good. And yeah, I've gone through and I've named them all individually, so you can see they all have the correct stats on the hover over, so we don't need to refer to the sheet as much as possible.
Oh, have you done that for mine as well?
I have,
Ah, excellent.
including all of the different states, because the advantage of this, you see, is, say, my Household Guard, which are using the Force-grown drone model, if I reduce it to like 2, it still says Household Guard with all of the correct things, whereas normally you change the state and it's named a different thing. But went through and sorted all of that out earlier. Did I roll my knights?
You did. The Household Knights are not...
No, the Household Guard are coming on. The Household Knights
Guard
I haven't
coming
rolled
on.
for.
Wait, you rolled one before. Was that the
I
Knights?
rolled the Men-at-Arms and failed,
Men-at-Arms.
and then the Guard and succeeded, and then the Knights and
Yeah,
succeeded.
you only did 2. That's fine. So I'm a bit screwed right now with
So-
1 unit coming on.
I've got now 5 cards. Oh, yes, sorry, we forgot to do about order, didn't we? But it didn't matter last time because I was the only one with anything.
Yes, we'll do it this time.
We will. Alright, so we create our command deck again.
I'm not looking.
Oh yeah, you don't
Better
have
run away.
you don't have anything to place.
I don't have anything to place. I've just got 1 card. I wonder what unit Charlie's using this turn.
Alright, I've made my deck. I have 5 cards in my command deck. Charlie only has the 1, which means when we roll off to determine who gets the first action in the turn, he gets to add or subtract 1 to his roll
I do.
to show that his is easier to coordinate because he only has the 1 puny little card.
I've just realised that one of my objectives relies on securing the objective on the enemy side of the field, which there is none.
Oh, damn.
Should I treat it as any objective, or
No, you better re-roll that.
I will re-roll it? Yeah, that sounds fine. Yep, that works fine.
Okay, here's his old one. Here's his new objective. Sorry about that. Moving on. Okay.
Sorry, rolling for initiative / priority.
Yes, whatever you want to call it. The die is apparently not on the bloody pad properly. Okay.
5.
4,
I am
so
going to subtract 1.
which means it's a draw, and we re-roll.
Yes. And I got 4 this time. You got
And I
6.
got
You go
6.
first. Shock horror.
Well, oh damn. No, I get to choose whether I go first. I want you to go first, Charlie.
Oh, wait, no, you get to choose?
I do.
Oh, I didn't even realise. I could have just won and made you go first.
The player with the highest score... Oh, no. Yeah, the player with the highest score is the first player.
Yes, so you go first.
My mistake.
I thought so. That's okay.
Yeah, we're relatively new to this. You know, we're mostly sort of self-taught players. So first up are my longbowmen.
Bring it forward, brother.
Yeah, I was sort of counting on you going first. Okay, damn. How far am I from? All right. Well, I'm going to go forward 4 inches. I don't believe light can capture objectives.
No. I think
So-
only mediums and heavies can.
Mediums and heavies can, yeah. Also, I think it works differently to how we thought it did, because we've played a few games of this before, and I think the way it works is like you have the total number of like possible units in the thing, and then they cancel each other out. So like if you had 2 and I had 3, I'd claim the objective.
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
not
just heading
entirely
to
sure.
objectives in the rulebook.
Yeah.
Very slowly.
Well, that's all my longbowmen are going to do, so now it is over to Charlie's card.
Yes. I wonder what I'm playing with.
Oh, it is the whole Ballistae.
Yes, what a shock horror.
Oh, and he's deploying them on the hill.
I think
Who
that's
could
where they're
have
gonna
seen
go.
this coming?
Just going to think about it a bit before I do it. Yeah, that will have to do. Okay, what's my movement for these boys? They're pretty slow, I think.
Says on the thing,
5.
they are 5.
That's definitely stable.
Dignified.
Can I even reach you with my shots? No, so I'll have to go another 5 and stay there. That will have to do.
Yeah, I planned this poorly. I should have had something that wasn't a shooter going first so that you would have to move your thing ahead and you would probably have been in range of one of the other of my two. That was a misplay.
The longbowmen are very good though, so...
I'm looking forward to using them because Charlie's always used them to good effect. Alright, my next card is the crossbows. So 1, 2, and then 3 forwards.
Yeah.
And then 2 forwards, 1, and another 2 forward. Oh yes, the terrain. This is hindering and obscuring, and as you can see there, I've written on what that means. If you don't understand what all of the terms mean, don't worry, we barely do. And this is elevated, which means you can shoot over, which is why Charlie wanted this side, so that he could get his... Actually, you don't have many ranged units, do you?
3 of my units have ranged attacks.
Your Drake does, and your Tempered Sorcerer does.
And 4 of them. The Fireforged also have...
Oh, the Fireforged do.
16.
Oh, yeah, yes. They do. 16 inch.
Well, I'm hoping that some more units come on so that I can
Oof.
actually deploy things well.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit threatening to begin with. So now Charlie's run out of cards, so I guess I just keep doing mine. Me Household Knights. So they're going to come on here. So they move 8. Oh, no, select more, Geran. I'm just going to charge to... Not charge, but move to... There, that's 13. 15. 16. I guess I'll take my next one. Would you look at that? It's the Household Guard. Including my noble lord Caster von Braun. And worth noting is that in this one I have an arms master. This is the first time I'm using a command unit, and luckily there is actually a slightly different coloured one I can use for this, which is cool.
There is one, yes, I see him.
And what that means is that as long as the noble lord and the arms master are both alive in this regiment, they get +1 clash. Which is the sort of the rolling to hit, essentially. 1. Oh no, they've got to move on straight, haven't they? So 3 inches to there. 1, 2, so 5. And then march again. 2, 1. No, another inch forward. So they've gone 3, 4, 5, 4, and then another inch forward. It's really convenient that 15 degrees is exactly an inch. There we go. So I'm creating a bit of a roadblock if my knights don't bloody move. And then my last one is my noble lord. If I had any abilities that I wanted Caster to do, which I do not, he would do them then.
Yes.
So, we've not been moving the turn.
So, one out, that's fine.
End of turn 2.
Now, you don't have any objective points right now because only lights are securing those.
Yes, although I'm not actually securing because I think I need... Oh no, I've got...
50% of a base needs to be in it. So, I mean, you're scraping if you were.
I don't think I'd count that as in, but yeah, no. It's moot either way because it's a light unit and light units cannot capture. So, on to turn 3.
Yes. Let's do my medium units first. They arrive on 3s this time. I'll start with the Hellbringer Drake.
Okay.
And he is arriving.
Oh, here comes the big one.
My Fireforged next. And everything else is heavy. The Fireforged are also coming on.
You said you were medium heavy. You're very heavy.
I'm heavy. Yeah, 2 medium units and 3 heavy units. Now I roll for all of my heavy units. They need 3s. Starting on the Stoneforged, because they're at the top of the list. Sorry, they need 5s, even not 3s. These not coming on. The Dragon Slayers, needing again a 5. They are not. And Hold Thanes, needing a 5, are not. So just my mediums this time.
Do I have any more mediums? Men-at-Arms is a medium on a 3. Yep. Heavies. Order of the Crimson Tower. They are not. And my Steel Legion. They are not. Okay. Create our command decks.
When I bring in units, mediums can come on from lights, can't they? Along the command line thing that we...
I think so. Let me just double check that. Mediums can come in behind a heavy, medium, or light.
So yeah, they can come in behind a light.
Yeah.
Only heavies can come in behind mediums, isn't it? Heavies
yes.
can't come in behind lights. Yeah. Going again with the priority roll then, if you're ready.
Oh, yes, of course. So I have 6 cards.
You have
3.
I have to add 1 or subtract 1, and I've rolled
none of your characters are in.
No, they are not.
Okay. So, even if you subtract 1, you're still going first.
Yes. So, my first card is the Ballistae.
Okay.
So I have a choice here. I can move forward and not gain anything from moving forward, really.
I think you should do that, but personally.
Or I can...
Oh yes, have you got it set to 2D?
Fire.
Yeah, it looks like you have.
Yes, it's 2D.
Okay. Because the difference is like...
Yeah, it is strange how it works. 3D.
Yeah, it does weird height things when it's 3D. But 2D...
Just go straight to full.
Straight along.
I'm going to prepare the volley instead, and then I'm just going to fire a volley into your longbowman.
Ooh, okay.
Now, because of the range, I'll only get 6 shots, 2 for each base rather than 4 for each base, but I will be hitting on volley 3.
And that's because over half range, it counts as obscured, which halves the number of shots you get per stand.
So, let's roll them.
What do you need? What's your...
3. So I hit 4 shots. They are armor piercing 1, which means you do not get a save for your longbowman.
Okay. The reason it counts as 3 is it uses the V on this, the volley, and because he prepared his volley, he gets a +1. Essentially a +1 to the roll, or +1 to the volley, it doesn't really matter. He needs to roll equal to or under the volley score in order to make a hit. So, you got
4 hits.
4 hits.
Mm-hmm.
I would normally get a defense roll of 1, which means I can roll a 1 to save the wound, but because they have armor piercing 1, I do not get any rolls, and 4 of my guys are immediately dead.
Whoop, whoop.
And the dead pile begins. So, I don't take a morale check from volley wounds.
No, only clash wounds. Or impact hits.
Impact hits as well?
Yes, it does. I think I'm fairly certain they do.
We'll double check that at the time. Alright. Over to me then, I think.
It is, yes.
It's my longbowmen. Shocker. So they're firing back. They've got a range of 30, which means you are within but not within half.
Yes.
I'll prepare first, bringing my volley up to 3. And I have 2 bases, so they have 4 shots total.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the number of models on the base, but halved because of obscured. So I get 1 hit.
1 hit. I have a defense of 3. Do you have any
Bloody hell.
piercing? Well,
No,
I only
I've got...
have defense of 2, but I have a shield, which means from my frontal attacks, for any frontal attacks, I get another +1.
Yeah, I've got cleave. Longbowmen get cleave, which is
A strange one to have.
they reduce defense by 1 in close combat, but not in ranged. Their advantage is that they have a higher range and can arc over things rather than have to go get the obscure penalty.
Yeah. I am fine. I do not take any damage. Gamey! So my go, yeah?
Yep.
Next is my Hellbringer.
Oh, God.
Now, because of the way this works, can I bring them in line at the front of the unit? Or is it in line with the middle or back?
It is in line with the front, I believe. At least that's how I've always done it.
Which means I'm literally marking this visually on my screen with my finger. I can come in about there.
So can you see that line?
I think that comes a little bit from the front.
So that's from because the one on the far end is slightly further forward than... Oh, wow. Apparently I'm a terrible judge of... Like so.
I think, I'm going to go with there, though. I think that's going to be good, because that's fine. That's going to do me well.
The way this works, you see, is Conquest has a thing where reinforcements normally come on from the back line, but you can also bring them on from the side up to the point you've captured. Because he's got a unit that far forward, anything equal to or behind that is his terrain, unless I get a unit beyond him. So I've captured all of this, he's captured that. Mm-hmm. It's not capturing, it's securing, but whatever. So now he's bringing his thing on. He has to... Sorry, I'm just narrating this.
It's okay, right, I have 8-inch movement.
Yeah, he has to do a march on to begin with. Sorry, go on.
I do, yes. Overcharge. Well, every time I make an action, like a normal action, I can overcharge, take a special action to overcharge at the end of it, which means I get an overcharge token. I can spend an overcharge token to get 2 extra hits and boop my AP up by 1 for each token I use. So say I move twice, I would get 2 tokens. The next turn I could just fire and use both those tokens.
Oh,
However,
wow.
because I don't have any AP at all, I'm capped to AP 1 with my hits, which means I only get 2 extra shots and then AP 1 maximum. So if I was to charge up those overcharges, it means he bellies up and gets a big chest and then breathes loads of fire or whatever over all of them.
Because he's a Drake, not a beetle person. That's just the only monster model currently in the mod.
Yeah, and I think currently in the game as well. Do they have models for the other ones?
The Jotnar for the Nords has a model.
Does it? Oh, okay. What's the range? Oh, I could just do one of those volley raise things, couldn't I?
You need to complete your march.
On my march on, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a good idea. So I can go up to 8. I'm going to go turn that way first. Okay, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, then 5 this way. And I'll get the overcharge token, wherever that is.
Oh god, my household guard can see it.
Oh no. I can't find any overcharge tokens.
It's probably too new a rule.
Yeah. Let's just use one of these, because these look cool.
There's a Fury.
I think that's dragony, so it kind of works.
Sure.
I mean, it's Conquest, but it's dragony. It kind of works.
Whatever makes... that's the Conquest logo, actually.
It is, yes. It's Barrage 10, Volley 2, so that means
Barrage 10?
Yes. That means he just gets 10 shots. So that's fine. He hits on 2s, not really an issue for you. I'm going to use that token, so I get 2 more shots, and it will be AP 1, because currently it's AP nothing.
So you get overcharge tokens every time you do anything?
It says per action you can choose to take an extra action at the end of it.
Yeah, it does say each of its actions.
Yeah, for each of its actions. If it does so, place an overcharge marker behind the regiment. When the regiment makes a volley action, you move it to start any number of overcharge markers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use it.
Makes sense.
Seems to work. Defense 1, so if I use it, it will just melt people, won't it? That's the plan.
They've only got a thingy of 1. Oh, I got so lucky there.
Yes, you did. So you lose 2 men.
2 instant hits. Are you beyond your half range, by the way?
Yes, I am. My range is 20.
So I think that halves your shots still, because it's a volley.
I don't know. But the thing is, it's one model, and it just barrels 10, so
I will have a look-see.
it depends on what the exact wording is.
That's a really weird way for this rule to work. Yeah, you're right. It's the way it's phrased in the book I've got here is each stand makes an obscured shot, fires a number of shots equal to the X in the barrage, which is 10, multiplied by half the number of models in the stand.
Ah, okay. So
Rounded
if you
up.
have 4 and the barrage is 1, then obviously it goes 4 to 2. So the base doesn't have a volley of 4; it has a volley of 1 per man, and there's 4 guys. I think it just means that one guy falls short with his shot, but because it's the one being.
But it's the way it's like multiplied by half the number of models on the stand rounded up. Well, there's one model on the stand because there's a monster.
Yeah, so it's just
rounded up is essentially obscured means nothing to a character or monster.
Yeah.
I think that shouldn't be the way it is. I think it should halve the number of total shots personally, but we'll go with what it says in the rules.
Yeah, well, we kind of have to.
I think it's stuff like the spellcaster barrage, like your character. Your character will make the same number of shots whether he's obscured or not.
He will, yeah.
And I personally don't think that should be the case, because the idea is obscured is like you're so far away, half of them just fail because of the range.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that is not an issue for monsters or characters. That's just my personal interpretation, but yeah, the rules say you get all the shots. So,
rules are rules.
I did get lucky on this one, and it's only 2 hits.
Yes,
so,
2 guys melt, but you don't have to take resolve. This guy is terrifying, so...
terrifying, I think, affects combat reforms.
It's combat reforms, resolve, and...
I think it's only when in contact.
When in contact, though, yes, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
This far away, you're not that scary.
No, just a giant dragon running at you. Not truly.
It looks a bit like a beetle. I think I'd be more scared of a giant beetle than a dragon.
Do you?
I do, but I don't like bugs. Alright, so I took 2 wounds, and on to my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is awkward. Oh, I thought it was my crossbowmen. It is apparently my knights.
Yeah.
Alright, so remind me charging, that's roll a d6 and then add that to the movement, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can charge 8. You need to
okay.
get more than 3 on a roll.
Well, first of all, I'm going to move forward my full 8 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if I roll, that's 2 point, I need to roll a 3 or higher.
A 3, yeah.
To get a successful charge with my knights onto your ballistae.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently charging uphill makes no difference.
Yes.
So 3 or higher. Come on. Yeah!
Ah! Well, I might as well just remove them, because
so they charge,
impact hits in this game are brutal.
And then they automatically turn to flush, and they fall down the hill.
And they impact hit.
Impact hits. Is that done now?
I think it's half the number of hits per model as soon as you contact and charge.
But
you can't flash this turn because you already moved.
Brutal impact.
You do, which means you do the full number, I believe.
No, it means your defense is reduced by the number of the impact, which is brutal impact 2 in this case. So I have minus 2 defense.
I think I'm going to be taking off 6 hits. The number of impact hits inflicted is equal to half the stand's total attack. So you have 4 attacks, I believe, which means you do 2 attacks per model.
Yep. So 6 total impact hits are inflicted.
I need 1s, I get none,
Ooh.
And my guys die.
Instantly lose half of your unit.
Yes. And they do not get broken.
Did you just throw him into the woods?
Throw him in the shrub. Yeah, hang on, let me get him out.
There he is. Into the dead pile.
Cool.
And now you need to roll morale.
I do, which means the other 6 are about to run away because they were terrible.
Morale is brutal in this.
Resolve is 2, and actually only 2 of them ran away, so I just lose the second base. And now they break.
And now, yep, instantly broken. And
hate
I complete
cavalry.
my first secondary objective for
Of course
glory.
you do. You've got that objective that I just couldn't get last time because you took every single first turn.
So it's completed instantly if one of your regiments completes a successful charge, and it was the first successful charge of the turn. Your next card?
I have my Fire Forge. Now, what do these guys even have as rules? Let me just double check again. I've got a Volley 2, Clash 2, Defense of 4. That's pretty good. Barrage.
Yeah, some of your defenses. Which one was it? The Stone Forged?
Yeah, the Stone Forge. You don't know what spell I have either, do you?
I saw it as Memories or something of Stone. Roots of Stone,
Yeah,
one or the other.
I can cast it on a unit and it gets +2 defense, which means I can give these guys 7 defense if I want to. However, I doubt I'll use it on them because there's much more units that need the bonus, the buffs, that one just doesn't.
Like just to make it clear how absurd a defense of 5 is. Like my Steel Legion, who are guys encased like full medieval knight, full thick steel armor. They have a defense of 3. And yet you've got these guys rocking in with a 5 and these guys rocking in with a 4. They're basically encased in stone and apparently firestone.
But that's why they move so small distance.
Did they move slowly?
That's the logic.
5.
I mean, my Dragon Slayers...
The Fireforge moved the same speed as my things. So everything moves the same speed.
They are ridiculously expensive, to be fair.
Yeah.
The Stone Forged are 280 points for 3.
Ooh.
So, yeah. That's why I don't have any men.
Yeah.
In comparison, the whole Ballista you just annihilated, those guys are worth 100 points between the two bases.
Yeah, that is fair, that Dweghom followed the Dwarven tradition of being very expensive. But...
They do. I am going to bring these boys in.
Ooh, okay.
Right here. And I only have Volley of 2, but I could charge and stop you from getting charged when you rip through the rest of my Ballista next turn.
You probably need to change your ranks a little. I don't think you'll fit 3 in alongside.
Oh no, I'm thinking about other things right now.
It's not threatening at all.
Like, what actually is going to be the best option for me to choose, seeing as I'm walking onto a field right next to a cavalry unit that could obliterate the whole unit in one charge?
No, these aren't the Order of the Crimson Tower. They're the beasts.
They're the really deadly ones.
They're the ones with the unstoppable charge.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to bring these guys in just here.
As in, literally, I think that's a rule. Yeah, unstoppable charge, brutal impact.
So they can come in on this side, and I'm literally just going to walk in and rotate a bit. That'd be 6, so that would be 5. And I don't want to move, so I guess I'll have to do 4 and move forward a little bit to get myself actually on the board. Stay. That'll do.
You're going to charge with your second action?
Nope, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face.
Okay. Do they have range?
I'm imagining these guys
do.
like, yeah, they do.
Armor
16
piercing
inches,
2.
armor piercing 2.
Oof.
So I'm hoping this is really going to hurt you back for your armor piercing 2 charge.
Yeah.
So I have a total of 12 models. I have 12 shots, that means.
One's back, so I think that only contributes... I think it's either 1 shot or half shots.
Oh, if they're behind the volley line?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure it's like a support shot. Let me just look that up.
Could have just left him on the side, to be fair, but then he would have been hitting the ballista in the back anyway. So, okay, each stand with a clear shot fires a number of shots equal to X in the barrage of the thing. So, does this just count as...
I don't know if it counts as, like, its own unit counts as obscuring. Shall we roll for it? 1, 2, 3, your own counts. 4, 5, 6, it doesn't?
That sounds good to me. Have you got 1 dice prepped? Yeah, you do that, because I've got 10 prepped.
3?
Does not count.
I thought 1, 2, 1... What was it?
1, 2, 3 is...
It counts as obscuring.
Counts as obscuring, yes, sorry.
I could re-roll if you want.
No, it's okay. I'll roll 10 shots, I need 2s.
Okay. Ooh. Bit of lag there.
That was a lot of ones.
Ooh.
That was 6 hits.
Very nice.
Armor piercing 2.
So I've got the shield, which would bring me up to 4. So I've got defense of 2 still.
That's pretty good.
And that's 6 shots, defense of 2. 3 wounds.
Saves.
They have 4 wounds each, so no one dies.
No,
but
just
I
about.
do need a heart monitor. Here we go. So the way it works in this is rather than allocating wounds to models, you allocate wounds to the regiment, and when they reach enough to take off a model, that's when you do it. So it's currently at 3, 1 more wound, and one of these knights will die. My one next, so it is me crossbows. How far away are you? 13 inches. I think I'm going to shoot you. So I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Prepare?
I don't think it is, but that's what I'm calling it. It's like Inspire, but it's for range.
Yeah.
But if you move forwards by 4 inches...
I do not want to move forward.
Double number of shots, which might be more effective
Take
than
aim.
Plus...
Nope. I do not want to move forward, and there is a very specific reason why I do not want to move forward. So I'm going to take aim, which increases my volley by 1, increasing it to 3. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. At 3s. And I'm shooting at the Drake. So 2 hits, armor piercing 1.
Okay, I think my Drake has defense of 3. He does.
You also have evasion, but your evasion is the same as your defense with the -1.
It is.
So 1 wound.
1 wound.
He has 10 wounds.
Does.
Jeez. Okay. That's my turn done. My card. Do you have any more?
No, I'm out.
Oh, okay. So, my next one. And now that you have, nothing else, I don't mind telling you why I didn't want to move.
The 1 unit and the 3 units on the enemy team.
Yeah.
In their enemy zone.
So, this is the Forging a Legend. At the end of the turn, as I have 1 in his and he is 3, then I will get a thing. But for that, I'll get a victory point. But for that, it means I can only have 1 of my units in his at the end of the turn. So if I'd moved over the middle line with my crossbows, these guys are no longer legendary. So my next is me Household Guard. So I'm going to move forward 2 inches. And then 1, 2, 3. No, 2 inches. And then move the last one forwards. So that's their 5. And then 1 rotation. And forward 4. That's not quite in it, is it?
I think that counts. There's 2 dudes in there, definitely, isn't there? If you trace the line, there is 2 people, so I would count that as half base. Yeah, because you've got to draw the sideline somewhere, and if it's going to be directly down the middle, it's
I suppose
quite hard to end up with exactly half a base in there. So I think 2 people is enough of the stand.
Okay.
I mean, I would want it to be called if I had 2 people in the stand.
All right, well, I'll defer to your judgment. So that's their move complete. Next card, because Charlie's got nothing, is me Minotaurums. Oh god, don't lag. So these guys are coming on here. So they have a movement of 5, so they move their full 5 forward, and then they're going to move another 5 forward. I probably could have brought them on from the side. That did not occur to me.
Yeah, see, normally it doesn't occur to me, but this time it did.
Because I used it to decent effect in our last game.
You did.
And my last one is my Noble.
I'm hoping it will enable me to catch up with my heavies when they come next turn.
All of his hard-hitting things are still yet to come on, so although it seems like I'm dominating, he's yet to hit back.
Yeah, but I'm not sure, because you've got, 2 objective?
This will be my second objective, yeah. And now I've...
You'll have 2 more from that 1 on the side.
Yes, true, that will be 2 victory points. So,
if you can just secure 2 more turns, 1 other objective, and I'm not sure I have enough on the ground and can get there quick enough to stop you from holding 2 in 1 turn.
It depends what comes on. If you get... it's possible you could get all of your heavies on in the next turn, and then if you
But I
have
need
your
to
Drake
get
sufficient, if you like charge forward with your Drake,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can grab a load of ground. Oh no, but you can't because I've got my knights forward.
I can't bring them in behind the thing. I have to bring them in here,
Yeah,
along the line, which means I'm not sure I could close the gap on this side to stop you in the next 2 turns getting that. If you push forwards through it, but it's possible that I could hold you up easily.
yeah, because
it's going to be a slog.
Forgot to say, winning is either the person with the most victory points at the end of 10 turns, or the first person to hit 8, which is why some points are granted in the middle of a turn, and that can tick you over. Whereas forging a legend is at the end of the turn.
Yes.
So that's
done. Let's move on to the next.
So, forging a legend complete.
Yes.
And now we roll for reinforcements.